Hey guys, welcome back. Sadly, Halloween is over. That means that YouTube is returning to its usual plethora of PR unboxing videos and the same kind of makeup looks and the same kind of colors all over the place. I thought that I would just kind of do something completely different today and take us back to a sunnier, happier time. Something a little bit more kind of, My Little Pony. I don't know. If you want to see how I created this kind of Barbie, kind of ridiculous, smoky eyeshadow look, then keep on watching. I'm going to start by going in with some transition shades from the Naked 3 palette. I think one of them is called Nooner, and the other one is... I'll put it right here. And then we'll kind of play around and see how obnoxious we want to go with the pinks and purples, which I feel like I want to go really obnoxious with it today. I just haven't had much inspiration. I've been feeling kind of lazy and tired. So as far as foundation goes though, I have revisited and re-fallen in love with the Wet N Wild Photofocus foundation. This stuff is fucking awesome. This stuff is $5. I am hella pink, and most foundations are trying to cancel out redness on people. And since I show so much skin, like I'm always in like cut off shirts and like cut off pants, and my skin on my body is still really pink. If I try to cancel out the redness on my face, then what happens is I look like this peanut butter face on this tomato body, and it just doesn't match up. What did I get? Peach Natural, which is actually, I feel, kind of pink enough for my skin tone, but I feel like it's the closest match that I've ever found in an actual foundation shade for my skin. I don't know how even I really look on camera, but in real life it's really nice. Plus I've I've powder under my eyes and stuff right now. So I know I've talked about her on my channel before, and I've shown some of her products on my channel before, but Posh Pepper Beauty, she has an Etsy store. She does highlighters. My favorite for my skin type is one called Juicy Peach. And this is the loose version of it. But it's the only highlighter color that I have ever found that doesn't give that gray kind of cast. I feel like I'm more like an NW22.5, if that makes any sense. But I'm very, very pink. So as far as most highlighters go, even if they look like they're gonna be pinky or they're gonna look warm or golden toned, on my skin, everything looks a little muddy and everything looks a little gray, including like basically every single highlighter I've ever used. Even if I really like a highlighter, it still always has like that kind of weird gray cast to it when I look straight ahead. Now again, Juicy Peach does not do that, and I've been using it and I've been loving it. And it got me thinking, what if I mixed that down with a setting powder? Because even though I have oily skin, I still want to have that luminosity. I still want to have a glow. I just don't want to have like an oily glow, you know what I mean? So what I started doing was I was taking my smaller beauty blender and I started tapping it into the highlighter and then into my setting powder for like my under eye, my T-zone area, my nose, my forehead, that area. And it was working really, really well. So I actually ordered the loose version. I kind of made a Frankenstein setting powder. And it's like the perfect setting powder for like my T-zone, because again, it's like, it's setting my foundation down, but at the same time, it's giving me that kind of subtle luminosity. It's not obnoxious. It's not over the top. It doesn't necessarily look shiny, but it just gives me a glow. So back to like the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. That foundation, and I've read this time and time again, and it was true for me, and it seems like it's true for a lot of people. It emphasizes any kind of texture. It emphasizes pores. It emphasizes lines, dry and really clingy to those areas, even on an oilier skin type like mine. In my search for a foundation shade that is my actual shade, I did end up going back to the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. And I decided what I was gonna try was, after, my normal skincare routine in the morning, washing, exfoliating, all of my serums, saturate my skin with the oil and let it sit for like, maybe 10 minutes and kind of soak into my skin a little bit. Well, I noticed that in doing that, that the Photofocus foundation did not cling to my pores and my lines and emphasize any texture or anything like that. It just really gave it this perfect finish. And it's just like I don't know, it's almost like that foundation just needs some oil mixed in with it in order for it to not emphasize texture, and it didn't. And it was still just as long lasting. It looked just as good at the end of the day as it did at the beginning of the day. And it's $5 fucking. Another thing that I think is helping is in the morning, I've actually been using the azelaic, I don't know how to pronounce this, azelaic acid suspension 10% from The Ordinary. And this one is supposed to be for texture and brightness. And then for my nighttime routine, I have been mostly using the Advanced Retinoid 2%. My skin seems to really like this. I've also been switching back and forth like once or twice a week with the lactic acid 10% plus hyaluronic acid 2% and the alpha lipoic acid 5%. And this is another one that is for texture and brightness. And my skin really seems to like this whole regimen and this whole skincare regimen that I'm on. So I'm going to keep doing that. The natural moisturizing factors plus hyaluronic acid, that one I really liked as far as like a basic moisturizer goes. And it has like almost like a little bit of like a tackiness or a stickiness to it. So that one really kind of performs nicely as a foundation, primer, and a moisturizer all at the same time. But again, for right now, I've just been using the azelaic acid. Is that what it is? Yeah, the azelaic acid suspension in the morning, and that also has that similar kind of feel. And if I feel like if too much acid, if too many acids, if doing it morning and nighttime seems to be too much, then I'll have an alternative to kind of switch on and off in the morning and use the basic kind of moisturizer instead on some of those days. Yeah, I never wear pink eyeshadow like this. I kind of like it, especially with everything else that's like going on. That looks kind of cool. Yeah, I pulled this palette out too. This is my kind of like crazier kind of like bright colors, and I never dip into this. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be making some repurchases from The Ordinary. I wish that The Ordinary had an eye cream. I've actually been using essential oils on my eyes at night. I've been using an eye cream in the morning that has a little bit of a tint to it. I want to say it's like the First Aid Beauty triple response or triple thread or triple something or another eye cream that has like a little bit of a tint to it, which is kind of nice because then it takes care of like an under eye concealer situation too. You don't need to use an extra one. So as far as eye creams go, everything's got caffeine in it, which is for depuffing and that kind of thing. And I do use the caffeine solution from The Ordinary on my eyelids and in this area right here, but I don't use it under my eyes anymore. And here's why. And I'm sure that some of you can relate to this. So I feel like most eye creams and most eye products are meant to depuff and to help to reduce swelling and discoloration. But I wish that there was an eye cream, and I've kind of looked and I feel like it doesn't really exist. If it does and I'm just not looking in the right places, let me know. But I wish that eye creams were meant to like fill in and it actually plump up the skin and to do like the opposite. Like I need puffiness, especially my under eye. Now I do have an appointment next month to get some under eye filler done. So obviously that's going to help that situation more than any eye cream ever would anyway, because like facial products, they're going to like promise you all kinds of stuff and they might help some things to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, so many of those kind of situations are going to be better fixed with a needle. I did get another syringe of Juvederm put in the lips. We did the Juvederm Velour again. So this is the second vial of, do you call it a vial? This is the second syringe of Juvederm velour that we have put into my lips now. On top of the 2 syringes of Juvederm Ultra that had previously gone into my lips. So let's talk about that for a minute too. So before I ever got the lip fillers done for the first time, you know, I had told people I was getting it done. I told people I was going to be getting it done. And you know how it is. Everybody's reaction is always the exact same. Oh, no, don't do that. You don't need to do that. You don't need, well, no, of course I don't need to do that, but I want to do that. So I did it, and the reaction across the board was, oh my God, they look really good. You tell somebody that you're getting lip injections or Botox done, and everybody assumes that you're gonna look like Michael Jackson. Like, I'm not getting surgery here. I'm really happy with them, and I don't know that I necessarily need to go any bigger with them. I feel like this is what I always wanted them to be. So this color here, this is the, I don't even know which shade this is. This is from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. We had also talked about maybe doing some cheek filler too, just like a little bit. And again, like I'm not even necessarily that concerned with like my cheek area yet. But for right now, I just want to kind of fill in that tear trough area and make that nice and smooth. I'm not trying to look like I'm 25 here. I'm just trying to not look my age. And I think now, like a lot of people don't think that I am, you know, people don't assume that I am the age that I am now. I certainly don't act my age. With as ridiculous as the rest of my head looks today, my eye makeup should look pretty ridiculous as well, right? Yeah, I'm not sure like what kind of color is gonna go really well with that, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure it out. I mean, are we still doing pumpkin spice lattes? Is that still a thing? But we're also now gonna be like, it's like about to be full on Christmas season. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of the same kind of gold, sparkly kind of stuff and like, you know, sparkly red lips. I feel like I see a lot of the same kind of stuff. You know, depending on the time of the year and the season, which maybe people really get into that super trendy, very seasonal kind of thing. I'm just not. And in fact, I'd rather do the complete opposite. This is also from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. Don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't be trendy. I mean, I guess somebody has to be trendy because, you know, then, you know, when the rest of us are doing something different, then, you know, it does end up being different. This is Out to Sea by MAC, and I always want this to just show up better on the waterline than it actually does. Yeah, that's not too bad. And mixing together with like the purple eyeshadow that's going on underneath there anyway, it'll kind of like create its own weird little color. Yeah, I kind of like how that just kind of like brings that blue like all the way in there. I like that a lot. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Starlit Powder, and this is in Iridescent Pearl, number 02, I guess. I'm going to go in with this Morphe R45, which is just a really small angle brush. This is by Posh Pepper Beauty in the color Juicy Peach. This is the actual highlighter. It's just like this perfect, it's got that gold kind of effect to it, but overall it's just a really shimmery, pretty peach color. Like, I fucking love it. And they come in so many different colors. She does custom orders. Really great prices. So, I mean, check her out. So yeah, that's like pretty much it. So I'm just gonna get some mascara on my eyelashes and come back with the final look. So that is the look. I don't know about you, but I fucking love it. I think it's great. This crazy fucking hair and this obnoxious shirt and these giant hoop earrings. I think the whole thing just kind of looks really fucking cool together. I don't know, it's me, I like it. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tell all your friends about it so everybody knows to watch. And I'll see you on the next one.